Right now, the man accused of abducting a pregnant teen from Beaver Dam is back in court. An update on his return to face charges here in Wisconsin.
It's really hard for us to keep up with what the price is going to be tomorrow, next week.
A local hardware store trying to keep track of tariffs will show you the impact on tools.
I'm Ellie La Liberté. You may have seen these billboards around town, what they mean, and the artists behind them.
And we welcome you to News 3 now at 6. Good evening, I'm Eric Franke. Sarah is off tonight. We begin with an update on the man accused of abducting a Beaver Dam teenager. Gary Day is voluntarily agreeing to extradition related to charges in both Wisconsin, also in Arkansas. The 40-year-old is facing child abduction charges in Wisconsin and interference with custody charges in Arkansas after he allegedly kidnapped Sophia Franklin. Police say Franklin was found at a truck stop in Sarpy County, Nebraska with Day on April 2nd. By waiving extradition, Day is agreeing to be transferred to both states without a hearing.
You are ordered held in custody without bond. The authorities in the state of Wisconsin will be notified immediately.
Day is also facing 2 misdemeanor charges in Sarpy County, contributing to the delinquency of a minor and false reporting. He's also pleading not guilty to those charges. Day will return to court for an extradition and status review. His next court appearance set for April 24th. Now to a developing story out of New York City where 6 people are dead after a helicopter crashed into the Hudson River. It happened just after 2 near Jersey City. The helicopter apparently came apart midair and then came plummeting to the river. Debris could be seen flying from the helicopter as it plunged into the Hudson. According to New York police, at least 6 people were on board, including 3 adults and 3 children. The FAA and NTSB are now investigating that crash. A home and 2 vehicles are a total loss after a fire that happened in Whitewater. Firefighters called a Twin Oaks mobile home park last night, and there they found a home fully engulfed in flames. The fire had also spread to 2 vehicles parked nearby. Crews were able to stop the fire from spreading to a nearby trailer and shed. No one was hurt, and the fire does not appear to be suspicious. Well, every year, the Madison Police Department hosts civilian response to active shooter events. It's better known as CRACE. Now, the goal is to let people know what to do in the event of an active shooter situation. Now, here's a look at today's class. According to the Madison Police Department, it takes police about 3 minutes to respond to an active shooter. This presentation teaches people what they should do in the first few minutes and how those actions can save lives.
Well, you know, one of the things we talked about in there is if you're not thinking about something or you haven't thought about something and then it happens to you, you're going to be at a great disadvantage, right? So the reason we do fire drills and tornado drills in schools is so that if it happens, people know what to do, right? And so unfortunately now in our modern society, we now have to include active shooter drills in as part of what we practice and train. I wish that wasn't the case. I wish that was something we didn't have to train for, but unfortunately in 2025, it's something we do, and it's very necessary.
MPD also said that since the deadly shooting at Abundant Life Christian School, more people have shown interest in this training. Ben Wickler, the chair of the Wisconsin Democratic Party, will not seek re-election for that post this summer. He made the announcement today in a letter to the state Democratic Party. Wickler has been the leading force in the party behind recent victories by Wisconsin Democrats the past few years. He's also known as a prolific fundraiser for the Wisconsin Democratic causes. As for who will replace him, we've confirmed just one person named Devin Remaker, who used to run the day-to-day operations of the state party as executive director. Other names that have been floated include Milwaukee-based Democratic operative Joe Zepecki, Western Wisconsin's 3rd Congressional District Democratic Chair William Garcia, and Madison State Senator Kelda Roys. Milder weather is on the way. Here's Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington with the First Warn forecast. Alex?
Eric, we have plenty of mild weather on the way to southern Wisconsin. We're in the 40s now. How about 50s as we go on into Friday? It'll be a warm up day. Let's look at those temperatures we're expecting tomorrow. We'll do 54 in Madison, 54 and 55 are really our common numbers, unless you're a little bit closer to Lake Michigan. This time of year, they tend to be cooler. Then we go to 61 on Saturday, 66 on Sunday, but then look at the drop on Monday. We'll have a weather system coming through Sunday going on into Monday. Kind of up and down with our trend here with our temperature, but all in all, our temperatures are going to be near or above normal here for the next 10 days. A couple showers still hanging out down by Fort Atkinson, but those are the only showers right now that I could see in southern Wisconsin. Future track showing those showers continuing to dwindle overnight. Skies will clear out eventually, and we will see those temperatures drop. We've dropped to 42. We were at 43 during the 5 o'clock newscast. Still 46 in Boscoville, still 47 in Platteville, and 41 in the Dells. Here in Dane County, 42 in the east to 44 to 45 in the west part of the county. And we'll stay in the 40s with plenty of clouds out there. I think the shower chance is going to continue to dwindle as I just showed. Then the skies will clear and we'll have a beautiful day on Friday. What about Saturday? The farmers market forecast is coming up, along with a look at future track and how some thunderstorms may pan out come Sunday.
All right, Alex, thank you. President Trump says his administration is going to work out trade deals with the countries that have approached him after he announced a sweeping tariffs package last week. Now, most of the stock market's gains from yesterday have been lost as investigators continue to grapple with those tariffs, now as high as 145% on imported goods from China. The president claims his tariff policy is bringing in $2 billion a day in new revenue that can offset the tax cuts that are part of a budget deal working its way through Congress. Meanwhile, a spokesman for China's Commerce Ministry says the door to talks is open and they hope to de-escalate the trade war. It comes after the president's tariff pause on all other countries yesterday. Our Merrill Hubbard shows us the hit this will have on a hardware shop here in Madison.
I'm really glad I'm not Walmart.
Isthmus Hardware in downtown Madison buys all their tools from True Value. And True Value outsources most of their products from overseas. For example, this wrench is a product of Taiwan and the scale was made in China. So how do tariffs tip the scale on prices for the consumer?
I'm just going to have to keep up with cost increases and upping the retail likewise.
Greg Norman is the owner of Isthmus Hardware. He says that with tariffs,
I expect my margins will stay the same. But because the bottom end of that, the cost goes up, that means the top end of the retail will go up too.
he got an email this week from True Value saying that 2/3 of their products will be impacted by changing tariffs.
We have to constantly fluctuate with the market, what it costs us, what we need to charge for the customers. And so when it's so unpredictable, it makes our job even more difficult.
Manager Jason Shaw says sticker shock is not something they want for their customers.
We're always looking for the best deals for our customers.
And they say they've tried to add more American-made products to the shelves.
So even before Trump was elected, I was already trying to go towards Made in America.
But even if they can't strike the best deal while tariffs waver, both Greg and Jason say the tool industry rarely breaks because there's always repairs to be made.
If you need what you need, when you got to spend more for it, that's the way it is.
That's the thing about the hardware business, is that when tough times economically happen, people tend to fix things and not throw things away. So I think that's the silver lining I'd want to walk away with.
Reporting in downtown Madison, Merrill Hubbard, News 3 Now.
Amazon CEO says shoppers could likely expect some prices to rise due to the ongoing global trade war. Andy Jassy told CNBC the online retailer's network of third-party sellers will pass that cost on to consumers. Jassy said Amazon has done some strategic forward inventory buys. So far, the company hasn't yet seen major changes in customer behavior in a meaningful way. Have you been thinking about getting a new iPhone? You may want to do that soon. iPhones are likely going to be more expensive in the near future. When and by how much is still up in the air, but Apple's supply chain is largely based in China. If the Trump administration's tariffs stick, Apple might have to make some long-term adjustments to the way it sources, builds, and potentially even releases new products. Some road construction news you may want to know about. The intersection of Midtown Road at South High Point Road on the southwest side of Madison will close starting next Wednesday. Utility work will be done in the intersection during that time. The blue lines here are detour routes that drivers can take to get around this construction. That closure is expected to run 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. each day, and the street will then reopen by Monday, April 28th. And coming up next, a local artist looking to make a big statement in more ways than one. When we come back, what he wants viewers to take away from his latest project.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. You may have seen billboards around Dane County with just one word on them. Our Ellie La Liberté introduces us to the artist behind them and what he's hoping to achieve.
Billboards are something you're more likely to see on your commute to work. But one local artist wants you to take a closer look and look up.
It's simple, and billboards are never simple.
These one-word billboards begin with artist Thomas Farella's belief that words have a reason.
So it comes out of my love for words, collecting words that are grouped together.
His collection led him here and here and here.
I've taken 10 words that I've collected for quite some time, and I've placed them on these billboards, and the billboards are all around Dane County.
His goal isn't political or religious. He just wants people to wonder.
How do I get the viewer to be the artist, to create their commentary, to create their dialogue?
He hopes the bright colors and bold fonts force drivers to take a moment, just like he has.
I think begin is more of philosophy of living. I look at it as how I want to live my life and continue to grow.
He's done variations of this project before, but billboards are the latest installation. Farella paying for the 10 across Dane County out of his own pocket.
I'm happy to share it with the community. I love the idea that the community is getting it for the most part.
Getting the chance to admire his collection and find their own reason.
Enough.
Reporting in Madison,
Forget.
Ellie La Liberté.
Wonder.
News 3 Now.
Begin.
Ellie, thank you. The billboards will be up for about 10 more days. Well, still ahead, the final numbers are in for Day of the Badger, how much community members raised this year. Plus, with the NFL draft just 2 weeks away, construction of the main stage hits a major milestone in Green Bay. And how warm will it get this weekend? Alex is back. His complete forecast after the break.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
The ongoing back and forth on tariffs could impact your breakfast in the future. Maple syrup farmers fear a 25% tariff on Canada will increase their production costs, which will then trickle down to consumers. Right now, Wisconsin ranks 4th in maple syrup production, trailing only New York, Vermont, and Maine. However, syrup imported from Canada makes up approximately 70% of what Americans consume. Meanwhile, most of the equipment needed to make syrup comes from Canada.
If something is going up 25% or 5%, whatever, and you sell it at the same price you've been selling it at for the last 5 years, that is going to dent our pockets.
The International Maple Syrup Institute wrote to the Department of Agriculture urging them against imposing those tariffs. It could soon cost more to send mail. The U.S. Postal Service trying to raise prices. The proposed rates include a 5-cent increase for first-class Forever stamps from 73 to 78 cents. The price to send domestic postcards would jump from 56 cents to 62. Also, the cost to send metered letters and international letters and postcards would increase by 5 cents. Now, if approved, the new prices would take effect July 13th. The Day of the Badger, once again, was a huge success. Community members raised $1.7 million. More than 4,000 donors gave about 7,000 gifts between April 8th and 9th. The resulting funds go to 150 different causes across campus. That money will address critical needs for students and the university. Day of the Badger has raised $10.2 million over the past 6 years. The first farmers market of the season is coming up Saturday. Will the weather cooperate for us, Alex?
Perfectly, to answer your question, Eric. 61 for high temperature on Saturday. We'll start off in the 30s, climb into the 40s during the early part of the farmers market. Will likely be in the 50s towards the end, and then getting into the low 60s by the time we get at the very tail end of the farmers market. Winds will be light, partly sunny. Overall, I consider that almost a picture perfect, nice early spring day. Then we warm up a bit more by Sunday. Even though it'll be warmer, we'll have variable cloudiness. Winds will be on the breezy side, and we will have a couple thunderstorms rumbling about southern Wisconsin. This is the scene. This is the dividends that we have to pay right now for those warmer temperatures this weekend. The cloudy skies here on our first one weather cam in Platteville. It's cloudy across all of southern Wisconsin. Even a few showers still out there along Highway 12 and 18 between Jefferson and Fort Atkinson. But this is about it for shower activity across southern Wisconsin. I think this is just a little bit of a radar artifact up towards the Viroqua area. As we move forward through this evening, the showers go away, the skies clear out. That allows for a cool night tonight. As we go into Friday, the sun will come out tomorrow, starting off with sunny skies, although we will have some filtered sunshine as we get into the afternoon hours. Notice a little bit of this white moving back into southern Wisconsin. That's a few clouds, but all in all, we're heading towards a beautiful stretch of weather for at least the next 48 hours. 31 for a low in Madison, 32 Camp Douglas, 33 to the south in Monroe, and those high temperatures getting up into the 50s, mid-50s. Normal temperatures for this time of year with sunshine and a few passing clouds from time to time tomorrow. Next chance of rain, about a 40% coverage Sunday during the day, going into Sunday night as a warm front and then a cold front come through the area. How does that look? Here's the warm front coming through with a couple of scattered showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm to start the day on Sunday. Then we get that break time. More in the way of clouds throughout the day on Sunday, but southerly winds will be ushering in warm temperatures. Can't rule out a couple more thunderstorms right around 4, 5 o'clock. Buddy will be here this weekend tracking those showers on Sunday, and we'll also be here on Saturday as well. And we'll watch the cold front come through Sunday night with an isolated shower or thunderstorm. Not looking like a big drought-busting rain. Maybe a 1/10 of an inch with this weather system, and this is just in right now, our current drought monitor. Still, we have moderate drought conditions over southwest Wisconsin. Cut things in half here, the northeast half of the WISC viewing area in a good spot. The southwest half of the WISC viewing area still experiencing drought conditions. After the weather system Sunday and Monday, the next weather system is Thursday going into Friday, and next weekend could actually be warmer than the 60s. We'll be tracking that. And don't forget, folks, we still have the statewide tornado drill. The second test that's going to be forthcoming here in about approximately 25 minutes. That's at 6:45 p.m. Tests will go out on social media. And just to let you know that you should have your phone and your NOAA radio ready for this test in just a few minutes.
All right, up 25 minutes away. Alex, thank you. The stage almost set for the NFL draft in Green Bay. The construction of the draft theater hit a major milestone with the raising of the stage's roof. The stage will be where those top draft picks will come out to shake NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell's hand after their names are called. It is located in Lambeau Field's eastern parking lot. Meanwhile, underneath the roof, there will be something called an inner circle.
So every team will have fans from their team representing. So the quadrant that we're in, obviously, was with our divisional rivalries, was with the Lions and the Bears and the Vikings, and then we'll have the Packers. And so those seats, so when that prospect gets chosen, the fans are right there from his team.
We shouldn't let those teams in there. In addition to the theater, work is progressing on sponsor and hospitality areas. Media Row will start to go up soon as well. And over the next week and a half, the NFL Experience area will also be completed. Andrew?
And still to come, we celebrate one of the best weekends in sports, the Masters, and where one golfer proved age is just a number. I'll tell you how next on News 3 Now. It has been a heck of a trip to the Mile High City for the Brewers, who outscored the Rockies 32-5 in their first 3 games of the series. They would look for the 4-game clean sweep today and had their chance in the 8th, trailing by a run, bases loaded with no outs. Isaac Collins gets the most important job done, scoring the game-tying run, but didn't leave much meat on the bone. Grounds into the double play, and in the bottom of the frame, still tied 2-2. Not for long. The Rockies would rock around the bases, responding with 5 runs of their own and spoiling a series sweep. The Crew lose 7-2. If you are a fan of golf, today kicks off the best quartet of days on the calendar year, the Masters. But what is it that makes this one tournament so special? It's because at the Masters, they have it all. It's exclusive, it's elegant, and is the one event that captures the true essence of the game. It's the hardest ticket to come by in all of sports that comes with strict rules, such as the event's no phone policy.
I think just because of the fact that the patrons don't have their phones out, when no one's taking pictures, no one's doing that, it feels like they're a lot more engaged, which I, as a player, really appreciate. I think that's very cool.
And who wouldn't want to spend a day at this place? The Masters is comprised of the best 50 golfers in the world, a couple of amateurs, plus anyone who has ever won the event, such as Fred Couples. The 1992 champ still has game. The 65-year-old's second shot on the par 4 14th is cash money. The Eagle helped him finish 1 under on the day, but one golfer bloomed as the day's best, Justin Rose. He birdied 8 times en route to a 7 under 65, finishing 3 strokes ahead of the pack on day 1. And finally, something I never thought I'd say, but I think I might want to buy a Barbie doll. Mattel released a LeBron James Barbie, making him their first, you guys know, Ken-bassador. The basketball legend's mini-me comes complete with a Letterman jacket, Beats headphones, and Nike sneakers. The price tag isn't pretty, though. It's $75. They'll be sold at select Targets starting next Monday.
That is fun. All right, Andrew, thank you. Coming up tonight on News 3 Now at 10, a bill making its way through the Assembly would no longer allow pride flags to fly over any state or local government building. The author of the bill says it's all about encouraging unison. Again, that story and more coming your way tonight, News 3 Now at 10. Let's go to Alex. Final check of the forecast.
Good stuff in the forecast. We got 50s tomorrow, sunny skies, 61 on Saturday. That's the first farmers market. A couple thunderstorms on Sunday with a cold front that will pass through on Monday with some showers. Middle of the week Wednesday, sunny skies, and then all indications are we may have to bump the temperatures up the following weekend, maybe
I like
into the
that
70s.
idea. That sounds like a good. Let's just do it now. Alex, thanks. Have a good evening, folks. We'll see you back here tonight at 10.